Clinton is revealing new and riveting details on what exactly heart problems, which forced the ship to turn back towards Ireland, where the sick passenger was airlifted. The cruise is also still dealing with rough weather and 20-foot waves. Many passengers are seasick, and a floor show had to be canceled. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is revealing new and riveting details on what exactly it was like in the White House Situation Room during the raid on Osama bin Laden's compound. The atmosphere so tense, Clinton says no one could breathe for 35 minutes. Listen.
When we gathered that Sunday, it was a pretty intense, tense, stressful time, because the people who were actually doing it on the ground were thousands of miles away. We did have good communications. So in the White House, there's a large situation room in the whole protected sort of secret area in the basement, and there are smaller rooms. So we were in one of the smaller rooms when the attack began, and we were able to have some communication, so we were in real time aware of what was happening. And I'm not sure anybody breathed for, 35 or 37 minutes. And for me, the worst part was when one of the helicopters, if you remember looking at drawings of what the compound looked like, there was a yard and there was a wall, and as the helicopter went in, the tail got stuck and it was not flyable. That had been planned for, but it was still somewhat, worrisome that this had occurred.
CNN Foreign Affairs correspondent Jill Doherty, she's at the State Department this morning, and you listened to Hillary Clinton's comments. Tell us what else she said. It was riveting.
Yeah, that really is a word, Carol. And, we all remember that picture of Secretary Clinton kind of in the middle of the bunch of men, and she has her hand up to her mouth. So you can tell there was a lot of drama. And let me set the scene of where this all came from. She was giving a speech last night in Annapolis at the Naval Academy and talking about U.S. foreign policy, Asia, Pacific, etc. And then at the end of her prepared remarks, one of the young future officers asked her a question about Osama bin Laden. And that's where she went into this really long explanation of what she saw, what she felt during this operation. Let's listen to what she said.
And we got the word that they thought they had killed bin Laden. But think about what they had to do, because it was imperative that we take the body. The decision had to be made to blow up the disabled helicopter, which didn't completely work because of the way it was positioned. So the SEALs had to take the women and children out of the house to get them away from the site of where the disabled helicopter was. You didn't want any collateral damage. All of this is happening. The body's going out, the women and children are coming in, the reserve helicopter's on its way, but it's not there yet. There was a lot of breath holding. And then finally, all the helicopters were up and out and on their way back to Afghanistan.
So that's, Carol, you have to remember, of course, that Secretary Clinton used to be a senator from New York, and that was where, of course, 9/11, much of it happened. So she had this personal memory that was quite strong. Carol?
Yeah, I'm just surprised she went into all that detail. And she also talked about, this spontaneous eruption of relief when the mission was finally called a success.
She remembered, in fact, recalling the people, especially the young people who gathered outside the gates of the White House after Osama bin Laden was killed. And she actually said something interesting, that she believed that they could think about the future in a way that they hadn't been able to think about it before. And that actually is true, because although terrorism continues, there's no question the seminal person who was involved in that is now gone.
Jill Doherty, live at the State Department.